Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory. Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been tested so much, all these wrestlers nice. All these different situations that I've been through. I seen pain trying to creep in through the window, but now I'm sliding through the hood in a benzo. You gotta separate yourself just to elevate. I keep some drink in my cup to see through the hate. Sometimes on the road to glory, you gotta press the brakes. I got a lesson plan for all my past mistakes. I swear I'm proud of all my best and my worst days. Proud of all my feet when I touch the ground. Front of 8 at Beijing, man, they know the sound. I know I made mistakes, but my mama proud. Fans scream my lyrics out in the background. They ain't know me then, but I'm hot now. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. I'm faced with a lot of different choices these days. Do a rock and Rolex account or Blueface. The whole world know my name off a mixtape. I still got the same brothers since 6th grade. G-Wagon, red seats, we on Biscayne. Trips to the Florida Keys, we imported these. Thanking God for the life he afforded me. All this jewelry on my body, acting like the hood. I need a brown skinned chick just like Megan Good. Holding up every promise that I ever made. Music in the background, it's a serenade. Been rapping 10 years, boy, this ain't a phase. I paid dues, paid rent, and I stayed the same. I had teardrops running down my face. I've been through a lot, I had real pain. But thank God, cause we really on the better days. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. What's a life without sacrifice? Sometimes you gotta thank God and just roll the dice. Pacino.
your feet, this is a shakedown. Order up that beat just like it's takeout. Show me you got soul inside those new shoes, and you can rock and roll with an attitude. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. You're the new MC, you got the remix. Keep it on repeat, just let the beat kick. Everywhere you go, you bring the roof down. Everybody knows you got your own sound. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, yeah, you like it, the way you like it now. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, so good, so fresh. Get up on your feet. Show me you got soul. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Just the way you like it. The way you like it. So good, so fresh. Get up on your feet, this is a shakedown.
I'll keep going till my feet become below. I'll keep going till my feet become below. till my speaker calm. I'll keep going till my speaker calm low. 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 Till my speaker calm. I'll keep going till my speaker calm low. I'll keep going till my speaker calm low. I'll keep going till my speaker calm low. I'll keep going till my speaker calm low.
The road to the top is a riddle. What will be my destiny? Money and fame are awaiting, but not enough is raining on me. Maybe I should give it all up. How much more can I take? I'll keep singing to the heavens. When I gonna get my break? I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. How will I get out of the jungle? Everybody wanna stop me. 10 more steps up the mountain. Now everybody's looking for me. Spend my life in the desert.
ESL presents ESL Challenger League in partnership with Intel, Acer Predator, DHL, and Checks.
Welcome in, one and all. We are here for the ESL Challenger League, Season 51 getting kicked off with this first cup, of course. Very much looking forward to getting into things. I'm Scriv. I'm going to be joined by Neokai for this one, as per usual. And man, it is absolutely stacked here. A real tough run in all of these cups. I believe 4 cups in total, depending on how those winners go. And then when we get to the end of it, a regional final for that Pro League spot, if it is required.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bloodbath as well, right? You know, you don't have many chances to really secure your spot coming through, and you really have to be kind of flawless going through these quite long tournaments as well. We take a look at the prize pool as well and see what they're fighting for alongside qualifying to those regional finals and the Pro League spot. Of course, there's a bit of a chunk of change to go alongside it. $12,000 for first place. It's $25,000 in total, of course, lion's share going to that top spot, but it trickles down decently as well. And if you can make a decent run out of this as well, bit of money, that's where you can also start to climb those VRS points, which is a big part of this as well. For a lot of these teams, especially these are kind of lower, more sort of tier 3 teams, I guess we could say, the VRS points that come from a tournament like this are massive. Not even just kind of the opportunity to qualify. If you can chain some consecutive wins together, get some decent teams under your belt inside of this bracket, you can really, really start to climb up those ranks. Speaking of, we can take a look at the bracket. As you can see, there is a hell of a lot of teams here. There's so many to go through. We won't touch on all of them, but there's some decent names that are worth keeping an eye out throughout this tournament.
Yeah, 48 teams in total, as well as a lower bracket, which is a bit bare at the moment, but will start to get filled out. So it's a lot of Counter-Strike to contend with. Just absolutely crazy. You know, you've got academy teams in here, you've got orgless teams in here, but a real grind, I think, being set up, which is kind of what we want. We've been through, you know, an awful lot of iterations of Challenger Leagues, and maybe even a bit further back for some of us like myself when it was completely different names. And ultimately, sometimes the format has been something that maybe leaves a little bit to be desired, sometimes too cutthroat, sometimes not cutthroat enough. This is getting everybody in. And it feels like a lower bracket system is generally a bit more popular with viewers and players alike, I think, just to give you that second chance, but also not really clogging up your calendar. You don't have to choose which tournaments to play. You kind of, in the VRS era these days, want to be playing as many tournaments as possible.
Yeah, exactly that. And when we look at these two teams as well that we've got on our screens, both in kind of similar vibes as well, we can take a look as we sort of zoom in a little bit on the game we have got at hand. It's ENCE Academy taking on Los Kogutos. And this one, again, it has kind of the scope of being quite an interesting game. You've got both teams that are in, I would say, vastly different kind of areas of their life cycle. Though. I mean, you've got this ENCE Academy team brand new youngsters. They've obviously been sort of having a few, let's say, domestic competitions are kind of primarily where they get kind of a lot of their look-in, let's say, but there's some decent talent that's worth keeping an eye out here. I think when you look towards his side, in particular, somebody like a Schwartz, I think I've seen some decent games out of him. He looks really, really solid. Looks pretty crisp. You don't see many players from Georgia either as well. So looks really quite crisp as well. I'm excited to see what kind of he can bring to the server. We were kind of discussing this before going live, but Henu's back in the team. At least maybe just for now. We don't know if this is kind of a long-term thing or not, but the last time he was on this team was all the way back in midway through 2024. So it's been a hot minute since he's been in the server for ENCE Academy on an official basis. He's back in. He's been playing on a couple of different rosters recently. I think most notably, like recently, was Infurity, I think was their name, with Shine, who played in kind of the UK scene for a little bit, and another one of his countrymen as well in Ontoma. So I'm excited to kind of see what he can do on an individual basis back in the side. But as a whole, ENCE Academy, young, very, very young, relatively inexperienced. And on the flip side for Los Kogutos, there's a lot more experience there.
Yes, absolutely. These are guys that have been playing together for quite a while now, been in and out of a few organizations and whatnot. And indeed, I think maybe a team to watch within this season of Challenger League. Not quite in that position to kind of skip past this first stage, but ultimately I think are a team that, yeah, you've got to keep an eye on. Markosh, really, really impressive player, and definitely for me feels like the standout. That being said, caught a bit of Adrian. He was going crazy in a series the other day that I caught. So I think they do have the ability, and just kind of that, again, Polish powerhouse is available. Lot of experience within that scene, and you never really know what to expect from a Polish team. I think a tournament like this, though, with the double elim, with a lot of teams in here, that Los Kogutos should be able to really give a good run, if not win, in theory, most of the games. I think they're going to be a really solid team to look at. We do have the veto here as well for you guys to go over. We took a couple of bets on this one, as things are, I think, a little clearer in this matchup. But what I will say going into it, as it comes out below, I think that it's going to be very, very tough for ENCE Academy to just sort of match up against Los Kogutos as a whole, if I'm being completely honest. Yeah, there you go, the ancient pick. And then Neo said a Mirage float, so we're going to find out.
I think Nuke then. You get Nuke as the final map then. Boom.
Okay.
Light work. Bit of a handshake. I really did think that there was a couple ways you can go about this, but I think the way you look at it, I thought Mirage would be floated and ENCE would go kind of elsewhere, but essentially I thought they'd either kind of pick into a Nuke or you try and take a gamble elsewhere. But the issue is with this ENCE side, and even taking a little bit of a deeper look into the veto, they just don't really have a lot of reps, especially comparatively to Los Kogutos. So kind of like essentially all three of these maps, Los Kogutos are happy to play at I'd say a much higher level, right? They are like, this Los Kogutos side are over 100 places higher than ENCE Academy in terms of world ranking. Everything on paper here should favor this Polish side, with kind of no doubts in my mind, really. But the veto process also really helps them. This Mirage that's picked in by ENCE Academy, they're 1 from 3 on it. Where on the flip side, you've got Los Kogutos side, they've got 16 times they played it in the last few months, just shy of 70% win rate. Ancient, that's their go-to map. That's been kind of their go-to pick in basically every instance coming through. So at the same time as well, they're super happy to go there. And then Nuke is the decider. Yes, it's statistically a little bit more even, but Los Kogutos have way more reps there. So this is the thing of where I thought Mirage would maybe be floated, because Los Kogutos, they like that map a lot. ENCE Academy picking into this, the inherent risk really comes from the fact that by you picking into this, if you lose this map, which is super puggy, super difficult at times to get out the gate, and especially if Los Kogutos are just hitting harder, the big worry that comes there is that I just don't think they have a chance on Ancient. So it kind of feels like you lose Mirage, you lose the series.
Yeah, no, that is very true. I think certainly a pretty interesting look into these two teams and whether they will be able to match off here. The head-to-head maybe paints a little bit of a picture as well. Pretty close, I think, these two players, but ultimately you have to look at who they play against and just sort of the caliber of teams that Los Kogutos in particular are starting to contend with, as they're now kind of breaking more into the conversation of like a tier 2 team rather than a tier 3 team, if you really want to get pedantic about it. But that being said, I think there is a chance for ENCE Academy, who you see a lot of these academy teams come in, maybe seeing it with VP Prodigy at the moment, where there's like a lot of structure to the game, and they're really trying to learn the team play and learn how to build a round of Counter-Strike, whereas someone like Los Kogutos kind of just shooters, right? They're a little more instinctive in that sense, and I think that ENCE Academy may well be able to bring that game plan, may well be able to sort of have fresher ideas. It is just a case of whether those individuals are going to be able to act. And I don't know, man, the one big thing that stood out for me, not seen an official here, a HLTV official from ENCE Academy for about 3 months now. So that's quite a long time. What have they been up to? Have they been playing a few tournaments that don't quite make it onto HLTV, or are they just grinding away and cracking away? I do believe we are about ready to get into the action here as well, folks, so we will take that. I think pretty happy that we're not going to have to wait too long before we get into things here, and indeed we are ready to get going. And as spoke about, you know, speak the devil and he shall appear, and there seems to be an execute on the cards here for the ENCE Academy pistol.
Yeah, let's really kind of come in with the open eyes, let's say, right? You know, I really don't know what to expect for this D-side when we look at them of what to bring to the table. Nami is going to open things up. He'll find Teme. We will get that HUD fixed in just a second, but Adrian will add to the tally as Nami gets yet one more as well. Down goes Miller. Henu, the stand-in for one of his own. Into a 2 versus 3. Oh gosh, is tagged. Also as well for ENCE Academy, where do you kind of go from here? The bomb's in a bit of a weird spot, but it's still feasible to kind of work with. They've just got to win raw aim duels, and it's a bit of a tough ask. And a nice trade that comes through. Down goes Markosh. Mary will find the numbers back, and Click is all that's left now. 1 versus 2 for him. Knows where 1 is, and with this Glock wants to get up close. 45 seconds to try and decipher it.
Oh, looking for that first head. Not able to find it. Nami plays well around that empty pillar. Will grab that pistol for Los Kogutos. I think certainly a lot of work required to get there, but looking good while doing so. Now a question of what they want to do on the other side of things. And it seems they are going to try and get a hero AK out. Henu's 3 kills allows him to drop that. I think fair enough. You know, if you really can go for it, you've got a game plan. Could actually be pretty devastating here. Number of rifles out from the CT side. In towards middle, they're just going to completely overwhelm over there. And it looks to be working. There's a team kill in the mixture for the T side as well, just for good measure. But they bring it down to a 3-on-2. Solid mid control. Should be able to do a lot with this now.
Yeah, you're right. This becomes really awkward. They don't know yet. They head towards A. They've got the site. The bomb plan and probably the round with it too. Eagle holding. Mary getting tagged. That's a risky peek. What is the play here? They actually have to get proactive is the real issue for this side. You have to try and reclaim a bit of space, and in doing so, force a kind of overextension from this T side. But it's a really nice kind of calm-tempered place to be in for ENCE Academy. They're just pumping the brakes.
Yeah, maybe overplaying things ever so slightly. They are lucky in the sense that there's nobody out on this A bomb site, so it's not like there's anybody that's able to weave in behind them and pull off a crazy play. Should just be a save here for the CT side. Take what they have into that following round. A little disappointing, I think, for them. They fight fire with fire at middle and actually fall completely flat. It should technically be 4 players left alive for the T side. There was just an awkward TK in the way there. So really not an awful lot of damage actually done by the CTs themselves.
Okay. It's a fantastic response. And it's one of those where, and we've spoken on it with the MR12, that it's all well and good winning the pistol. The force bar is actually the most important round. You win that, you can set yourself up in a really nice spot to scale in through. Of course, you have to force if you lost Kogutos. You can double eco across the board. You got 2 safe rifles. You may as well just buy around it and see what you can bring. And we now know as well the MP7's got that buff that has made it, honestly, relatively quite strong. We'll see. But for ENCE Academy, that's a fantastic response. And they put themselves in a decent spot where if they can overcome the force by, I guess, back against them by Los Kogutos, they put themselves in a really good spot. And they start to kind of scale back into it. So it's kind of scary times. But we are on a very, very brief tech pause and hopefully get back in towards this game in just a second.
Yeah, indeed. I think also get our HUD sorted out as well. But we'll find out here. Things are unfortunately a little early on in the game. I think it's a rough time to have a tech pause. Just want to make sure that everything is smooth before getting back in. But I do feel that it's a good way for ENCE Academy to start and just give themselves a lot of confidence moving into this. You know, these are going to be big games. They don't get many officials like we talked about. So every opportunity they have to prove themselves, and it's one of those things with the academy teams, man. They have the resources. There's maybe some like wages behind them, belief behind them. They're all quite young players. They might still be in school and things like this, you know, and obviously trying to make the Counter-Strike work on the side. And I feel that allows them time to really break down their opponents in these kind of matchups, whereas a team like Los Kogutos kind of play for a living. They need that prize money. They need that, you know, merch sales and things within Poland and whatnot. And I think that makes a big difference to them. Just kind of going through the motions, playing the same against every team. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, we maybe go back and have a revisit. But yeah, really, really interesting to see how a team like ENCE Academy, you know, they got Whitey, the coach, behind them, who is kind of a leader of men, but I think also does a lot of work in terms of building these matchups. And I'm curious to see a team like Los Kogutos. It feels like there are going to be a few cracks that if they're not aware of them, they could get exploited. So yeah, they really do have to be careful here, the Polish boys.
You're right. You're still in this tech pause, but yeah, you know, hopefully only brief. Early doors in the season, so we'll see how things kind of pan out, but hopefully it's only a kind of a brief one. But the way this tournament's been looking at, I've been like kind of sort of having a brief look at some of the teams. There's some teams that are definitely worth keeping an eye out for throughout this entire season. Obviously, there's so many teams playing, as we were kind of talking about, 48 in total. Highest rated team, and I think definitely one of the favorites to me, have to be that Nuclear Tigers team. They're super cool. When they play some good Counter-Strike, really difficult to deal with. Ill Will recently have looked actually really solid. In all fairness, they're actually on a bit of a heat streak. They're starting to seriously climb the VRS rank. I think they actually might be the highest rated team VRS-wise in this tournament at the moment. Obviously, his invites are done sort of tail end of last year, but recently with them, they've been looking quite good. They've been playing kind of at the Copenhagen Gaming Week. It's like kind of a bit of a local land, but they've actually beat ENCE twice now. They've beaten the best of one to start the tournament. And then a best of 3 a little bit later on, which is pretty good. They won Nodwin as well, which obviously was pretty huge from them. Beat Ecstatic, beat Nuclear Tigers 2-0, BetClick Apogee as well, AAB, XRB, Favbet, etc, etc. So that Ill Will side, I think, are definitely one of the favorites for sure in this tournament. Oromont won a couple of CCTs last year. They look pretty good. GG How are always kind of scary because they've got some pretty heavy hitters and they can be difficult to deal with. So we'll see, man. I think there's definitely teams in here that are worth keeping an eye out for that could make some pretty deep runs. Johnny Speed's always kind of scary on their day. Kalesi, same vibes for them. It looks like we'll be hopefully getting back into game in just a second and we can kind of get this show back on the road. I'm excited to hopefully get it actually underway, because once this starts to scale in, I do kind of wonder how things are going to pan out. We're really looking at the kind of potential of, well, what can ENCE Academy do now? They've got an opportunity to really start kind of spiraling in quite a positive way now.
Yes, for sure. Momentum is with them, and I think that there is a world in which they can make this doable. It's tough to say, though. There was a few M4s saved, I believe, so could really make a difference for the CT end of things, and you know, Mirage especially has a lot of very cheesy force buy strategies. So there is certainly a world in which the response is there, but it's going to set the tone early on, especially after an extended moment like this. I think that, you know, your headspace gets a little awkwardly reset, so they want to at least do some damage here. But as you see, I mean, the buy's not going to be too bad. Akash maybe holding off. No, okay, he does buy in, but we'll find out here. Wyvro on the angle. Not able to find anything just yet. Looks like more of an A-lean from the T side. And as we spoke about, there's going to be a lot of set rounds here, as there often is from an academy team. But a great little read there to find that first kill.
Yeah. I got Agent. Definitely a kind of a question mark of how well can you respond here for Los Kogutos. Force buy is absolutely the right call to be making in a situation like this. You sort of are forced into it because of that double eco and because of the round you've just lost. So then you look towards how aggressive do you want to play. They tried to fight 5-5 in that previous round, and then they just lost Angels in towards mid. This time, already an opener for that T side. I'm still really rating as well for Schwartz to warm up. When he gets going, he's really quite exciting.
Schwartz is just moving down short, trying to see what he can get away with here. Gonna hear these footsteps next to him. Oh, that's a missed opportunity. Jumps the gun. They will now know about him, but goodness, that could have been devastating. I mean, he's still got so much spatial control to work with and just so much info for the rest of the team to bounce off of as well. Still not managed to find a kill here. They will trade 1-for-1 on the site itself, and there's someone else hidden around in this smoke. Nami just trying to buy time. They're getting the bomb down. There's kind of 2 rounds happening right now, but eventually he will fall. And there's just nothing the defenders can do. I mean, despite the missed kill, I think Schwartz just grabs so much information.
Yeah, it's about exits now, if you can even get those, that is. The Eagle trying to take pop shots. Oh. And they won't even get that. Henu. 3 kills in total for him. MP9's printed a decent amount of cash. 11 life, you'll take that all day. And now, of course, being that as a force buy, there's very little as well for this Los Kogutos side to work with. This round's a bit of a throwaway, so the lead should be extended to a 3-1 scoreline. Not a terrible spot to be in, all things considered. You're in a position where it's now a little bit of breathing room at the very least to work with.
Yeah, certainly looking that way. ENCE Academy making good moves here. I think we're starting to raise an eyebrow and just see what they are capable of. Quick execute coming in. Get that practiced against the anti-eco, I would say. There is a Zeus in play, so keep your eyes on that. But ultimately, the CT side just looking to group up and try and take a kill. Maybe 2. 2 would be great. Maybe a rifle out as well. That would be the cherry on top, but you wouldn't expect as such. Flank coming in. Double flank, in fact. So maybe, again, keep your eyes on that. But so far, a little anticlimactic. Just kind of hanging on the extremities, really. Not much presenting for the CT side. Really quite clinical from ENCE Academy here.
Miller. Got to support a Henu, but they're just making sure there's just nothing dropped. A nice A-pop. It's really all you can say about a round like this. Very simple, very easy. Don't want to lose too much at the end. 1 casualty is fine. Anything more, that's when we start maybe asking a couple of questions. That's a pretty clean run. You'll take that all day. Only the 1 casualty. Los Kogutos need to be careful now. As you buy back in, you lose this round, and ENCE Academy can start running away with the T side here, and that's where things become really quite drastic. And judging by what we've seen so far, we've only seen a few rounds, but pretty clean.
Yeah, so far, I mean, as yet to be properly tested, so we'll see how they fend against the rifles. want to say as well, when I caught Los Kogutos, they're really struggling in the pistols for some reason, and just those conversion rounds and actually getting a pistol once the guns come out, they do look far more comfortable. It's an all-over-the-place kind of round here, but the CT's winning their fights much faster from ENCE Academy as they go for the pace change-up. It's just not really worked for them. Miller looking good here, though. Oh, lovely shot from him. And all of a sudden, it's a 2-on-2. So Los Kogutos also their own worst enemy. Shadow spotted, but not able to react fast enough. Henu on a flanking position here, in from short. Knows where one is, but hasn't heard anything about this Markosh guy. So unsure of where he's positioned at the moment.
Yeah, Henu, what you got for us? He has a molly. And he's got time. 45 seconds. Looks like he wants to just play contact. It's clearing this window angle. And then also not even just clearing the window angle, clearing the deeper part of the window angle. Two. Nice. Find. Doesn't opt to use the molly, and in doing so will be dropped.
So, by coming back around here from Los Kogutos, and it's a very kind of costly moment, but able to keep it looking pretty good. Meanwhile, the ENCE Academy side had built up their econ quite nicely. On the AWP, and an advanced angle, trying to just quick scope it out. Not able to capitalize just yet. He was looking to follow those traces. It's the right idea. He legged, actually, and it's a finish from the AK. With that, they're able to burst forward. So, Army playing with fire, and he is severely punished. Really not looking good. Bomb going to go down here. It will keep things moving, but it's actually an immediate save. Los Kogutos do not want to get involved with this post-plant kind of position here.
Oh, well. I don't really blame them, to be pretty frank. Man, Los Kogutos are still really in a bit of a weird spot for me. I mean, I'm just not seeing enough from them that proves that they actually are playing to the level that they kind of should. I mean, you look at this team on paper, and they've got a lot more experience with kind of these sort of online tier 2 games, and obviously play against a real variety of opponents, but in general, just because the nature of their ranking, much higher level opponents, they're in what feels like quite a weak position at the moment. Not offering up a lot. ENCE Academy are just kind of running riot. It's too simple. It's too easy. And I really wouldn't mind a pause coming through from Los Kogutos just to sort of talk through this. Just try and give them somewhat more of a look in. So far, it's been very basic hits by ENCE. Still good, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with them, but they're pretty basic as a whole. In the sense of basic A and B pops where they're just relying on the individuals to hit their shots, and they are. I kind of want to see a bit more proactivity from Los Kogutos, and let's see if we get it. They're going to go towards the A side. Full blind. Marcos and the AWP will connect.
Yeah, as we've talked about, individuals look solid for this team, but they are being rolled over by the unit here. ENCE Academy playing very, very well indeed. Quick trade sees off this round. Nami all the way anchoring, and not a chance to mount this 1 versus 3. So, going to be another round for the ENCE Academy. I mean, really looking good. You know, they get the force by victory, of course, but saw that first rifle come out. Yes, it was a clutch, but I was like, okay, this maybe is going to be the start of the Los Kogutos story, but not the case. ENCE have answered back really, really well, and will indeed push them to the limit. So, Los Kogutos, I would imagine, quite quickly here, need to take like a timeout, figure out what's going on, and just get their heads in this game, because it seems like ENCE Academy far, far warmer.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. We're looking really now what is a very ugly looking Los Kogutos at the moment. 3-round buffer. Money's a little bit funky as well now for that CT side once again. it's enough to buy around if you really want to go into it, but I don't know. Yeah, like you said, like, where are these attack pauses coming through from Los Kogutos? Take a moment, take a breather. Try and rectify what is already looking like a bit of a bad situation. But credit where it's due, ENCE Academy. This pick so far in towards Mirage is looking like absolutely the right call. And on paper, it didn't feel like it was going to be the right call either. We know this is a map in which, generally speaking, they're... Ooh. Los Kogutos are pretty happy to flow. We've just seen Millet run into the wall and then disconnect, so you hate to see that.
Disappear into thin air.
Yeah, might be another tech pause.
Yeah, early enough in the round that they should be able to reset it, I believe.
Yeah, no damage taken.
Just got to be careful from here. What they opt to do, I think it might be like player commands required, though. There's so many games going on. Surely not every game's got like an active admin. So, I mean, hopefully they're up on their rules, but it looks like they might not be now. I think they're playing this round out by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Which is certainly curious. So
no damage, right?
Not something you see very often. They should be able to reset. There might also be like a timer. Maybe they weren't quite fast enough. It might be like beyond a minute. I don't know. The thing is, they're up against a low buy. So maybe there's a bit of logic to what they're doing as well. That it's like they know it shouldn't be a full investment here. Maybe try and take advantage of the weirdness. And it seems like they have. So welcome to online Counter-Strike, I guess. They still win the round 5v4. So there you go.
That's so funny.
Ooh. Didn't get rid of the gun, though.
True. But
so Adrian's got his hands onto an AWP.
True. There's a I guess a downside, but it still is in a technical sense a flawless round from ENCE Academy.
Sure.
Bebop that comes through nice and easy. I mean, yeah, sure, the AWP's picked up, but I don't think Ed's going to care that much. They got plenty of money, and at the same time as well. 6 rounds teased out already in Mirage. You're pretty damn happy about this, so I'm liking what I see. I just like to have Millet back in the server as soon as. Don't see him there on the side. I'm just trying to look at the X-ray through the wall. I think I see 4 bodies. I don't think he is actually in the server just yet. Oh, I see just 4. There's no on the minimap, no dots overlapping. So we are still waiting for Millet to get back in. Unfortunately.
Yeah, damn.
Plagued with the tech issues right now.
I know, yeah. Our series the other day also was pretty tech heavy, so it's one of those, isn't it, really? There's been quite a few updates recently, so it can cause a couple of issues server-wise and just sort of client-wise and whatnot. You got to be running anti-cheats and everything, so it can get a little messy. That being said, if it was something like that, you feel like he'd be back, so maybe a bit more of an internet issue. Unfortunately. There we go. Seems like he is back in. Gets kind of freaky. I mean, he wasn't in the previous round, so I don't think they can necessarily like match medic him or anything. He does have 10k, and they're just going to go in for the AWP. So I don't know what happened. I'm not quite sure why they didn't reset. Like I say, there might have been a bit of a timer issue. That might also be one. Usually, players are pretty quick with it, but
yeah, I've never heard of that. The thing is, it's normally about damage.
Yeah,
right?
Normally it is damage, but maybe it is like under a minute as well. Because normally when we see a timeout, they're able to catch it. They're able to be like, "Yo, we need a round restart. He's definitely timed out." You know, but maybe they just didn't realize until it was too late. Not sure. Straight in the next round here, Neo. And ENCE Academy not wasting any time in losing 2 players.
Flying through. Schwartz and Teme. Now got it all to do in a 2 versus 4 situation. Sure, market control taken and Schwartz can rotate over, but how do you make anything of a round like this?
A valid question. See what Teme is able to do. They have light control of B. Wivro up on the boost here. Oh, that's a mini-map spot. And the bomb as well. So they know that it is going to be a B hit here. They've got a lot of space.
It's true.
They really do have a lot of space, and I don't like the CT positions for this retake necessarily. I'm going to find out.
Oh my
Spray
God.
down is almost there. There's a kill in there as well. Teme
It's a bad molly.
able to now bounce off the information. Markosh low, not fancying it, but they have to go. It's 2 versus 2 in a round that they absolutely should have been winning from here. Adrian with a nice find. He knows where the second guy is as well. And he wins out that fight too. A bailout coming in from Adrien.
Honestly, Los Kogutos did not deserve that round. That really felt like the post plant was looking pretty good. But the fact that even ENCE Academy made something out of that post plant and got it as close as it was is actually kind of commendable in its own right. Still, round is around for Los Kogutos, and like you said, Adrian bails them out. But there's still a long, long road to go to recover. They're still in a pretty uncomfortable spot. Very much not convinced just yet about what to expect for this side. And still plenty of money to work with for ENCE Academy, especially with that bomb plant, the couple of kills they got. That's just the cherry on top, which what already felt like initially a lost round. I thought that they made something out of it and walked away with some extra cash in the back pocket to see off the end of this half. They can take something away.
A little slower here from ENCE Academy. They don't want to do the same. Don't want to lose those couple of players in the same way. Still vying for the mid control, though. So I'm interested to see what they are going to create here. Just the one smoke. Again, doesn't quite give the game away. Maybe now trying to split things. Is it a full send? Is it a fake out? It seems like they will indeed at least send 1 or 2 players via short, but they're really liking this B-bomb site at the moment.
Up close, Adrian. Kind of doesn't need to peek this. He's just looking for information. He's gained quite a bit of it as in comes this pop. You spoke about it. But down goes Adrian. Nami as well, of course, initially fell. There's a flank, but Tenu's caught just before he can confirm that kill. Bomb will go down, and a difficult 3 versus 3 retake.
Yeah, not looking good here at all. I'm not sure, again, whether they want to go for it. The Los Kogutos retakes have been scrappy, to say the least, relying on individuals an awful lot to bail them out. Markosh is so far away, and in a situation like this, there's not going to be any peaks coming their way. That's what they were banking on. Yeah, nobody making a mistake on the ENCE Academy side of things. And they will all look to make it out. The AWP... Actually, no, sorry, the AK. I thought it was the AWP. It sounded like an AWP, but no, it is Wivro that takes a kill on the way out, but it's not really worth all that much. To be honest, ENCE Academy moving up to 7 now and really starting to threaten a scary half.
Yeah. Guaranteed lead at the turn of the half. Not a bad spot to be in for the youngsters. Average age of 18.5 as well.
Crazy.
We were, you mentioned a little bit earlier, they might still be in school. The answer, yeah, they are. Most of them are. Also as well.
Just a question of whether you kind of stick to it, you know? Maybe you do a gap year, try and make CS work.
Yeah, that's what a lot of them seem to do. The only issue is, obviously, I say issue, but obviously living in Finland, it's a pretty expensive place. Like, I guess you just stay at home for a year. Maybe do like a little part-time job.
Yeah, I believe. Very doable.
But yeah, either way. I mean, I'm liking what I'm seeing. ENCE Academy, of course. And we can stake our claim of ENCE Academy, led by a Brit, Whitey.
Yeah, man.
XM Point was there for the main team for a little bit, and then just, you know, dotted around basically the sort of UK scene, Reason Fear, CEX, and then N1 Academy, of course, before he joined ENCE Academy. And that was all the way back in 2022.
Yeah, I mean, ENCE is one of these organizations, I think, as well, that's quite a legacy kind of organization. Obviously, the name's been around for a while. Natu heading things up, bringing it back all those years ago. But also just sort of wanting to improve the Finnish scene. They, generally speaking, when it comes to the academy, have tried to stick to Finnish players, right? So, or people that they can at the very least like get into Finland. So I think it's quite an interesting sort of project, holding out as there's a couple other places out there for that academy league to maybe make some sort of a return. But unfortunately, they've not really pumped out the talent in the way that some of the other academy teams have.
Yeah. Actually, I was thinking about it the other day of if you were to like remake the academy league or whatever, like what teams would A, be the best, and also like who would actually be involved in it. Because I don't know if you've just seen, but Vitality's academy team have been rumored / leaked in a way. They actually won a CCT qualifier with their main team analyst as being their coach, if I'm right in saying.
Right, okay.
That's kind of interesting. And there's some decent talent there. There's like, they've got like a 15-year-old Orpa who people keep calling the next Zai Wu. We'll see how that one pans out. But obviously we had Foot, which were Navi Junior.
Yeah.
But we can't count
Probably
them
in
anymore.
this era.
Yeah, can't count them anymore. Like, but they were the best for sure, right? But if we actually have to, if we're gonna do it in the way of like how we did it back in the day when it was actual academy teams, I'm gonna scroll through the rankings now and see. Because I feel like Spirit Academy are probably gonna be considered the best.
Yeah. BP Prodigy on their day.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Miles and XT still kicking.
Yeah.
They're 69th ranked in the world. I think they're the highest actually that I can see.
I think it's sort of tough because
Yeah, they're the highest I can see.
what like happened in the early, the earlier days of it, it was pretty like top heavy.
Yeah.
There maybe be 2 or 3 teams. Obviously there was like Miles NXT, they were kind of a phenom, but even beyond them there would be like 2 or 3 teams that were good, and then the rest of the field not so much. So it would really depend on like how deep the teams wanted to, the organizations wanted to go, to give those resources. But maybe if they had a bit more to like play for as well, I think the teams and the players could be very, very lucrative. I feel the current academy system is maybe like, as a player, it's a bit more selfish. You put up like the for sale sign, get some crazy stats, and then hopefully you get plucked to
a big team.
A tier 1.5 to like really test yourself, and then maybe even like a bigger team if you really are a phenom. I don't know, I think that might again sort of stop a little bit, like the Kyosuke move not quite impressed necessarily, so I think they'll be careful with the academy buyouts and stuff in future.
Especially for how much he was, right?
Yeah, and then I think there's like less of an argument then to sell the player on from the academy team if you're not going to make any money from them. So it's a bit of a difficult system to get right, really, in the CS space.
I'm looking now though. We've already got VP Prodigy, ENCE Academy, we've got Maz NXT, we got Big Academy, we have got who else? Technically, I think this one's loose. There's Force Reload, which were the academy side, but Force don't have a main team anymore. So surely now that's got to be just Force, right? At that point, like that
Gambit
is
youngsters situation.
Exactly.
If they get good, then they'll become Force. If they stay mid, they'll stay as the academy.
Yeah, yeah. G2 Ares as well. You got them. You can make a little league here. Heroic Academy. I didn't even know they had an academy. There you go. Heroic Academy. Oh yeah, Stomach. No, I didn't know this team. Okay, Heroic Academy. That's all within the top 100. That's actually, it's not terrible. I'm sure there's probably a few others. You can make maybe like a 10-team 10-team thing going here. We actually are back live, which is great to see because we were in a pretty long tech pause there. NIP's got an academy as well. I've just found them 146.
Yeah, maybe there is room for it. Is anyone going to take a chance on it? I suppose it becomes the question. Another B hit. So ENCE Academy have seen there are some issues on this B bomb site, and they are looking to abuse it. This is what I was talking about, man. The resources, the time that they have in between their games to just really put the effort into counter-stratting. And it seems like they have indeed figured out the abuse of this B-bomb site, as well as a good execute themselves. Swartz on the lurk here. Able to drop a couple, trying to stop them from saving, and we can up that buy into the next round. Both these remaining CTs are pretty damn low as well. So there's a keen argument to hunt them down. They're not going for it. They know that now that both guns have revealed themselves. Live row side swiped. It's all Adrien on the AWP to try and save this into the next round. Might be able to take one or two. Second shot is ridiculous. Surely falls, and yes, Henu gets under his FOV there and will indeed drop him. So 8 rounds secured. 9 looking pretty likely given how well these guys are playing.
Yeah, not a bad shot by any means, honestly. Like, in that kind of attempt at the saving, like you mentioned, he just double scoped in towards stairs, expecting the swing there. That one towards bricks, you take those. But 8 rounds, and we zoom out the more macro center things, it's already, even if this was to end 8-4, and it's kind of, you're very happy with where they're sitting at the moment. Not a lot, really, we can complain about this side. And from what we've seen so far, missed shot. Millet for the first. Adrian, down he goes, first to fall quickly. To the AWP on the other side. Flash over, but that's actually quite smart. Nami, his timing's excellent. He swings out before that flash even pops and gets the kill before he dips back. There he's here. Sandwich can be difficult to clear, but he gets swung up on by Schwartz. I highlighted his mechanics, and that's a look at them. This is another round that feels all but done. It's a 2 versus 4. This should be a 9th for ENCE Academy. Yeah, damn.
That's crazy. I mean, looking so good. And we did touch on it. We did predict it a little. It seems like it's coming true, at least on this map. Ancient, slightly faster. I think you can definitely play it more guns heavy. So it could be a different story. But for now, it feels like Mirage is kind of an open and shut case. Markosh here, but he's not winning this one, is he? He's going for maybe a highlight moment, maybe a couple kills to make the scoreboard look better. Even then, he's left embarrassingly out in the cold by himself at the tail end of the half, having to run away and just let the round end as the half comes to a close. Really solid stuff. ENCE looking absolutely fantastic, man. And I mean, this really could be a dangerous team if this continues in this map. We are going to take a break, of course. We'll be back with the second half very shortly.
Alrighty, welcome back in second half, about to get underway in just a mere moment. And, well, safe to say everything is looking pretty peachy for the ENCE Academy side. They're loving life. They're really looking solid. 9-3 for them in that first half. And outside of a couple of tech issues of losing Millet at one point, which didn't make a difference, they still won the round. They've played some really good Counter-Strike. They found a lot of weaknesses towards that B site, and Los Kogutos looked pretty lost, to say the very least.
Yeah, wild. I honestly haven't seen a round play out like that, maybe ever. So, yeah, that one's definitely going to be in the memory bank for a little while. But Los Kogutos on this T side, a directive of their own, may well be able to change things up here. Why is the bomb B? What's going on there? Schwartz just peeks around. What is the idea behind this one, guys? Full A execute, but the bombs go in B feels kind of insane when you're 9-3. Just, you know, keep it simple. I really don't know what to make of it. Still definitely winnable.
For sure.
A minute left, just under. Oh, nearly the catch there for Mary. Another opportunity maybe at it. They're locating a couple of these players. Henu's very, very low as well. Oh, this is a lovely move from Schwartz, though. Great bit of decision-making here to just push in and try and follow the footsteps. He's just spotted the edge of the barrel there. Not going to be expected at all. And, yeah, what a move. Brilliant stuff from him.
This is tough for Adrian. Good news. Bombs collected now, though. You know, we had our question marks about that C4. Back in the hands. Good luck getting it down, though. He's got 15 seconds. There's no way he wins this. It's got to be next to impossible unless it's grossly misplayed by ENCE Academy. But should have absolutely no problems, especially by that lack of contact by Henu. He spotted one. It doesn't matter if you got him down. There's a player in towards market which would have traded it anyway. But it's the Doolies that come out on top. Schwartz has done so well in that round. But on the flip side, what are Los Kogutos doing in that round?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like, they had so much space on A. And the bomb, while all this is going on, the bomb is pushing up there on the minimap. So it's not like he's waiting to see, okay, let's get our teammates round. The A bomb site's not gone so well. I'll try and go B as a failsafe. They were finding success on A, and he's committing further and further in towards B. Did he not realize he had the bomb? I don't know what happened. Crazy stuff. I feel like with a situation like that, 9-3, inting the bomb like that, I don't think you deserve to win the map. You're clearly just not ahead in the game right now. Clean for Schwartz. I get the bomb plan out from Palace. So that's not a bad result for the round in and of itself, but an 11th here for ENCE Academy. Yeah,
deserved. I mean, this ENCE Academy side, there really shouldn't be any question marks for the remainder of this map. They have been the better side all the way throughout, more or less. But you look at Los Kogutos. They've had so many rough and tough rounds throughout, and the way that some of these have been panning out, both on the C and the T side now, we've kind of got instances where, you know, I was starting to say, like, okay, maybe the CT side, they've just not worked out properly how it's going to break down the T side from ENCE Academy. But the T side's looking really loose as well. Calling seems very rough, and for the most part, they feel pretty lost. ENCE Academy, very sharp. We spoke about them not playing that many officials, but it doesn't seem like it's making a difference at all. Nice trade from Click. Reposition to the right side of Con.
Wyvro, somehow, just sending it in. Completely caught. Very in a good spot, though. Trying to get some trades here and just make the round look more doable. Will be taken down by Click. That felt like a good opportunity. Unfortunately, denied away. The 3-piece from Click in Con. Gotta know about Nami. Nading away. Heard fully by the player down below. It's just another complete capitulation here. Los Kogutos never got going on this map. Looks like that's going to remain the case. Finally, the you go A, I go B might work for them, but I don't know if they'll be able to win the round off the back of it.
Yeah, let's see. There's a flank brewing here. And despite Click being low, he just has the element of surprise. And the more time Markosh spends clearing corners and all the rest, the more time that Click's move does get strong. But I say that he's not really moving. Now when nades come through, he's got to start to kind of push his way forward. He should know. He has the space to do so. Smoke front side. You can imagine just playing side of this. Markosh actually doing all the right things. Clicks make noise, and he does get a bit of damage off, but he also now reveals his position. So, Markosh, how do you play around this? A must-win round, but also still one that feels near impossible. And especially the HP of Teme, and there's an HE for him to work with too.
We'll see. Here's a lot of information here, a lot of footsteps. Finds the first, but yeah, just needed to be so quick to get those next couple of kills. Not going to happen for him, not crisp enough. Just sort of sums up the game, really. Not a lot of bite to the bark for Los Kogutos. And Kulumi surprised here now. Could have given a tryer's chance across to ENCE Academy, but Los Kogutos are a team with relatively hot hands. Maybe not scorching hot, but certainly looking all right in the grand scheme of Tier 2 Counter-Strike right now, and they just have not showed up on a map that they're generally comfortable on.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, it is just... It's alarmingly strange right now. This is a side that I've caught plenty of times being the Tier 2, and they've, even in losses, been able to look really quite competitive. They are offering up next to nothing right now. See if that continues. Adrian, you find the first. Down goes Millet. Schwartz will drop an HE, a flash over and towards the site itself. There's a flank coming through connector. It's timing here, but Schwartz will fall. Henu, nice find short. This is a tough round to work with, despite the damage that's been done towards the T side.
Ooh, big find from Henu in middle. So far away from this bomb right now, aren't they? I think they'd maybe already committed to the save idea, actually. Teme's not moved an inch. And Henu looks to join up with his brethren, so... yeah, nothing coming at the moment. Will be set to concede a round. Kind of a classic. Hit 12. And lose the following round. It can matter big style if it's a close game, but at the moment, we don't really worry for them.
Yeah. Long-winded, but in the end, survival here for now for the T side. For now is definitely the key word. Let's be frank, there should be, I mean, next to no way of making anything out of this. It shouldn't be a possibility to take this OT, to recover this. I mean, it is just been a pretty kind of horrible showing all the way throughout. So, I'm kind of in a position where it's sort of, it's nice for Los Kogutos to maybe save face a little bit here, but I don't know, they've already been so horrific, unfortunately. Oh, nice find. That's a really nice find.
Really could be a difference maker here, I think, in terms of pulling them back into this game, or at least into this round. Teme. Smells a rat here. He would be correct. There is a boost in towards the window. He's absolutely looking to try and find it. Ships in the night here. The T's with some big kills in connector as well. So his position becomes more and more tentative, more and more important. And he will indeed find the kill, so denies that angle away. Meanwhile, Wybro out towards short. They've split up massively. Wybro gets taken down. Marco's trying to find this player. Awkward fights. Lots of damage split onto these players. Millet doesn't quite know what to do, where to look. Meanwhile, they're moving back towards the A-bomb site instead. Henu ready and raring in towards CT. Not going to bite too quickly, hoping that the AWP can join him here. Fake flash just to sort of draw attention. Try and clear out mid. Henu still not swinging in all that much. will spot the first barrel, takes down the first player. Marcos now knows where he is, but cannot deal with Henu at CT. A clean victory on Mirage, 13-4. ENCE Academy really looking good, showing why they picked into it, right? We maybe questioned it ever so slightly, not massively, but as the pick, it felt like the more daring choice of the maps available to their pool, but all the same, looking really, really good as they just put them to bed like nothing else.
Yeah, really, really sick to see. And this ENCE Academy side, I definitely had my reservations about kind of just what to expect, to be perfectly honest. They're a side for me who I've not really had that many chances to catch because they're kind of so low ranked. They don't play a lot of the tier 2 tournaments, tier 3 circuit even, because they don't even get invites to them. So honestly, credit to them. That's a really, really big map to scalp away. And not only just a big map, it's kind of the fashion in which they do it. They barely broke a sweat there. Los Kogutos looked so lost in that first map. We'll have to see whether they can respond in their pick coming up next. For now, though, we're going to head to a break. Catch you soon.
feet, this is a shakedown. Order up that beat just like it's takeout. Show me you got soul inside those new shoes, and you can rock and roll with an attitude. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. You're the new MC, you got the remix. Keep it on repeat, just let the beat kick. Everywhere you go, you bring the roof down. Everybody knows you got your own sound. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, yeah, you like it, the way you like it now. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, so good, so fresh. Get up on your feet. Show me you got soul. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. The way you like it.
We're heading in towards map number 2 in just a mere moment, and man, I mean, there was really not a lot to love coming through from Los Kogutos in that first map. Mirage was just oh so simple. 13-4 for ENCE Academy. They kind of breezed their way through that, but now we head in towards Ancient. It's Los Kogutos' pick, so it's a bit more of a look into kind of, you'd hope, the strength of the Los Kogutos side, but we kind of thought this would be the case, right? We sort of thought that when looking at the Mirage, which is generally floated by the Polish roster, they'd be happy there. And, well, Harvey, they looked anything but happy.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think a very strange story on map number 1, to say the least. Now, very, very curious to see what kind of Los Kogutos we get, because we know that they are capable of better, as you say, on the map itself, but just in general, I think as a team, they really should be able to bring a much, much better game to ENCE Academy. No offense to ENCE Academy, but, you know, we have some substitute situation, at least that's what HLTV is saying now, is that they have a sub for Mats. Maybe he's just not quite in just yet, and it was this guy Henu actually really making a case for himself, it would seem, the classic sub buff, as we've seen many times even at the top level of the game, and he played very, very well. So the fact that that's also in there means that ENCE Academy, this sort of team play, really well drilled squad, is what you would expect. They actually have a little spanner in the works, and they've still managed to pull off such a dominant first map.
Yes, yeah, exactly that. And in a way, I'm kind of hoping this sort of honeymoon phase look-in from Henu continues, because he did just look super sharp. I mean, it really, really looked quite clean, individually able to kind of prove exactly what he's all about. And I think also it seems like really given free reign just to maneuver around the map in the way that he wants. And Ancient has a similar sort of feel to it. Ancient is also a map in which you can do again, a very similar thing. You can play in the way that especially we saw those T sides out from the ENCE Academy team. They can play very loose, very fast. If they see gaps, like we saw in towards Mirage, they knew that the B site was a consistent issue for Los Kogutos. They couldn't hold it. They were struggling to be any way competitive there. So they just kept going there. And I think that's something that ENCE Academy might hopefully do again in towards this map. Just once again, find the gaps and just keep exposing them. It's something that became a bit of a meme and a joke at IEM Krakow with Jame, right? You know, and even a Blast Bounty as well. It was kind of a joke off the fact of Bounty into Krakow of Jame, where he figured out, right, the best player plays A, we'll just keep going B, or vice versa. And that's kind of how it felt for ENCE Academy.
Yeah, no, actually, in sort of full agreement there. I think that they've discovered issues and just tried to exploit them, but really sort of comical in a way that they're able to make that work, and there's just not the change-up. We didn't see the timeout from Los Kogutos, really going through the motions maybe a bit too heavily and just letting autopilot take over for them. Worth maybe having a little look. They did play a game earlier today against Phantom, so maybe just trying to readjust from that game could potentially be an argument that you could make, but really having to clutch at straws to figure out what the hell's gone wrong on that first map. Like I say, moving into a second map here of Ancient, you feel like there would be an adjustment. You would hope that there's an adjustment. They've had plenty of time in between. Seems like we're just sort of still waiting for them to get on the server before we get kicked off. But yeah, it really does just bring a lot of questions home, and a lot of the rounds, a lot of the calls just felt very lazy and a little funny, not really paying a lot of attention. That pistol with the bomb just going off by itself. Wild ideas, to say the least, and I think that they really do need to look internally, because they're just rounds that don't make any sense. You couldn't even figure out like what was going wrong, or what the logic was behind some of these calls. They really, I think, were just trying to send it, do their own thing, and a bit too much creativity is perhaps a nice way of putting it.
Yeah, no, I get you. I'm excited either way in terms of kind of when this one hopefully gets back in the way. I'm seeing, looking at HTV, I'm seeing the players are joining in. I think we're just waiting on one from ENCE Academy, and then we should be underway in just a second. One can hope. But
we did have some issues over there on map 1, to be fair.
Yeah, so it's like a good few tech pauses. You hate to see, but it happens. Happens to the best of us. But either way, with this Ancient, I mean, for Los Kogutos, they've got to really find a way to just completely shrug off what we saw in that first map. I just feel like it was so underwhelming. There was so little to like at all from that side, for a side who actually have been okay in the international speed scene. Right, I've seen some decent games out of them where they've proven, at least in kind of that tier 2, kind of tier 3 level, that they can hold their own. There's decent streaks that they've been able to pull off over the last few weeks, and there's majority more wins than losses, which kind of can't be said for the likes of ENCE Academy when they were playing. Last time they did play, their last game was Basement Boys 11 weeks ago. So, credit to them. Whatever ENCE Academy have been doing in terms of outside of the officials and in the prac servers, obviously working wonders. But yeah, man, I mean, Los Kogutos should be better. They got more reps under their belt. They got more officials, and they looked so lax. So I hope it's a bit of a wake-up call for them heading in towards this map number 2. If we do get towards a third, it feels like a bit of a handshake of a map number 3 in terms of the win rates. ENCE Academy don't mind it. Los Kogutos also kind of like it quite a bit, and they play it a lot more as well. So if you get it, that could be interesting. But the big thing is because there was so little on offer from map number 1, that makes me feel confident in this Polish side. Let's see if they've got anything more up their sleeve, where hopefully we'll be getting underway in just a second. And here we are. Round number 1 begins here on map number 2.
Yeah, looking good. Excited to see Los Kogutos start off on the T side, right? This is the big difference. Maybe there is more life to their T side. Again, potentially clutching at straws, but we'll see what version of this team we do manage to get. Merry to try and open up here, and he will be successful in doing so. Is there a trade from the Julies? He's got a set of Julies himself now, actually. Meanwhile, out towards A is where the main crux of the attack is coming in, so I think they'll be pretty happy with the fact that they're able to get that bomb down. Ultimately, no sweat. There's a lot of chips taken out of these players, so maybe keep your eyes on that. Still got the Julies of Miller in and around. He's a little late, but he will be here for this retake, all moving through to try and make things work here and just overwhelm those HP bars. I'm definitely a fan of it. They've also got a lurk coming in, a flank coming in, but he's quite late for the T side, so there is potential. Unfortunately, Nami says no, there isn't. Takes 2 clean heads, and that will be all she wrote. So Los Kogutos able to get that clean slate pistol in their hands.
Much better than their T-side pistol in towards map 1, that's for sure.
Yeah,
we
that's
spoke
for sure.
about that.
The bar is in hell, but yeah.
Yeah. That kind of like dropped bomb in B apps and just nothingness, really. That was a lot more like it. A lot more in terms of, we are doing this out of spawn and we're sticking with this to the end and we're just relying on our individuals. And they shone. Nami for 2. There was 2 at the end as well. So, 4 spy. Now from the CT side, we got a double MP9, double 5.7 and a Deagle. It's not the worst 4 spy in the world, but Los Kogutos, you get this one. A second is a very easy conversion into a third with that money broken.
Teme holding up top here. Nothing really coming his way. Los Kogutos, it seems, are just playing slow but sure. Really unsure of what they are coming up against, I think. I just want to be careful that they're not walking into a stack, which is good. A bit of discipline in places is very, very good to see, I think. Adrien, oh man, surprised. That's kind of a wild move from him. He's not able to just play with the patience here, and it will cost him his life. They had no idea he was in A main that deep, and he goes down early. This could be big.
Yeah, that's a huge one to find early. There's a nice little double stack here as well. Oh, they don't clear Millet immediately. I also look at the time, 30 seconds. They're heading back towards B. There's 3 bodies here. Nami's going to clear this, but still could be dicey. 5-7 does damage. Quick trade. Mary needs that kill on the cross of the long player. Can't quite get it. The bodies are here. 18 seconds. This is still really dicey. Needs to be careful. B9 and Deagle. There's a flank also brewing as well. This should be done. It should be. Teme, 1v3. That's all that's left.
Damn. That's tough. For a moment there was hope.
Yes, agreed.
But unfortunately fell pretty quickly. Lost Kogutos then. As we said, fresh map, forget about the first. Oh, they seem to have done just that. The timing is so unfortunate for Teme. So unfortunate. Nonetheless, into this third round here. Going to be an eco out, so it should be 3-0 pretty easily for the T side of things. At this stage, it's at 5-7, isn't it, really? If he'd just come away with one, threatened another, very much struggled to get going. Either way, what's the plan going to be for the CTs to try and create a kill or two? We've got a few flashes brought up here now, so hoping to make those work, I would imagine. Stacking towards mid. Clever stuff. Flashes are good. Can they isolate a player, though, is the question. And unfortunately not. Los Kogutos pretty ready for the rush, but any damage going to be good on this minimal investment. It's nearly a second, not quite. 3 rounds, looking good for Los Kogutos. Now we have to get them under the microscope, though. What have they got for this first gun round?
Yeah, this is kind of the big litmus test, really, about ENCE Academy on this map and how good, or I guess flip side, how bad things can be, right? You know, for them, we know this is a map they don't mind, but again, we have to keep kind of reminding ourselves that we've not seen the side play an official in 11 weeks, so it's been a long time since they were in the server. ENCE Academy, there's plenty of time to prac, sure, but what can they bring to the table? What have they done in terms of prep for this Los Kogutos side 2? This is a map that we kind of assumed, or we very heavily knew that was going to be part of the pool here, right? And they should have known this. This first gun round got to be big. Henry taking initial points of damage. Let's see. Flash in. Oh, hang on. He gets one through the smoke. Could get a second behind this. Henry. Nice work from him from Donut. Millet for 2 of his own as well. This is kind of carnage.
Millet trained in, flashed off. Maybe there's space to get in. Difficult to say. Schwartz is just holding cleanly, though. And I think the bomb very apprehensive to move in here. Will ultimately, I suppose, look to save, but he's just in too deep, isn't he, really? Trying to find a way around. They now know about him onto the AK. Is that going to serve him any better? Doesn't look to be the case. And there eventually comes the peak, just to test the waters. Lovely stuff from ENCE Academy. You say it was carnage. Very much CT-sided carnage is the big thing.
Yeah, you're right. Well, Friends Academy, we were kind of saying when we look at them on this CT side that we, first gone round, needed to be basically incredibly strong out the gates just to give us confidence that they've got something to fall back on, something to work with. At the very least, we'll take that. Block smoke by Henu. He's going to be caught by the flash. Then they could be huge here, but actually the break open of the smoke will cost Henu his life.
As it so often does, honestly. I've really seen more of those go negatively than positively. Always a risk. And he will pay the price, so Los Kogutos looking to get a keen answer back here if they can play their cards right. But there's, again, some weirdness going down. They've lost control of A main. They've got killing towards mid, so what do they do with that kill? It's a lovely little move. I like ENCE Academy here on the rotation. Bolster up the B-bomb site. They've got A main. Why not try and take some risks themselves?
Will lose his life to Mary. Damage has been dealt towards Markosh, but this is, I mean, this round started in a bit of a rough spot with that break open of the smoke, and it's barrel spot. I mean, surely Markosh should have him dead. I say that, actually. He's still kind of hard focused on towards Cave, but Millet at the same time doesn't know there's even a possibility of Markosh being crossed towards Cubby. This could be a little bit dicey. Teme going to get one. So will Millet. Hang on a moment. This will open a couple of doors here. We're back into a 3 versus 3.
It's a wild swing back towards A. There's not a lot of time for this, it feels like. They will manage to get the bomb down, but, you know, can they position themselves comfortably? Fortunately unable to deny, and now the CT side have got a decision to make. Do they want to go in here? Do they really have the resources to try this? No kit available. A lack of info on definitely one, if not two of the players. Really makes it difficult. Nice little two-man move, though. Just soften the numbers, and it looks like they will try and give it a go. They don't have a lot of time to get on this bomb here, and the nerves getting the better of them. Some missed shots will cost them the round. A valiant effort, but unfortunately falling flat. 4 rounds as Los Kogutos answer back immediately. Big, big find from them.
Yeah, nicely done. Really nicely done. Can't have kind of too many complaints about that, to be perfectly honest. You know, you look at this Los Kogutos side, when they lose a couple of kills, it was maybe getting a potentially kind of dicey. It opened up with space, but they just completely cancel on the initial plan. They fall back, they reset, they had just enough time to do so. ENCE Academy, I'm not surprised that we're seeing a tag timeout come out as early as this. It feels like the real right call for them. They're not looking as kind of clean and concise as they were in towards that first map, and they really are trying to rectify the situation a little bit. But Los Kogutos, this looks a lot more like the side that we've kind of come to know and love throughout the kind of the tier 2 and the tier 3.
No, that is true. They are definitely looking more comfortable here. Still, I think there's going to be space for the ENCE Academy to try and battle back. I don't think we can really start saying, yeah, it's going to be third map this early on, and just with what we saw, I think Los Kogutos shown us two sides of themselves. It's still early on. I think we're just sort of here for a competition, aren't we? And hoping that it's not just going to be that super quick, super one-sided 2-0 affair. Slow roll from the ENCE Academy side of things. They're set up for an A play on both sides, to be fair. Teme up on the boost. Looks good. What can he find? Absolutely nothing, as they just contact out and ultimately catch him off guard. Wyvro on the edge of the smoke over here will go down. Yeah, Henry was pretty sure that there was a player kicking around. Looks good, and they line up for him. Oh no, pandemonium. An absolute disaster for Los Kogutos. They'll lose control of that bomb. Nami has to move in quickly here to try and recover it before the rest of the cavalry makes their way over. But it's too little Too late. Markosh alone, surely not a chance.
Surely. 1v3. I mean, he does have a little bit of time to work with. But even still, how do you make something out of this? I think he's angling for the save. I think he knows as well that it's a sort of impossible spot to be in right now. And it's not worth the loss. Sort of saved. It's better, right? And I guess as well, the big thing that we've got to talk about when we look at the ramifications of that round, it's your first tag timeout use and immediate response with a very good round, right? For ENCE Academy, that's all you can really ask. And it's kind of a bit of a coach's dream, right? You call a timeout, you say, this is going wrong, this is what we need to do to make things right. And you immediately come in towards that next round and you pull off a pretty good round. And sure, there was a bit of a glaring mistake from Los Kogutos, but all that ultimately matters is your timeouts turn into a great round. And hopefully now a bit of momentum to come behind it as well.
Fingers crossed. But indeed, it so far is swinging pretty back and forth. So I think we're definitely going to get some more competition here. These are the types of rounds that Los Kogutos are going to have in the back pocket, though. Great individuality from this team. So we're going to have to see. Miller. Oh, in the molly. Smokes off a corner of it as well. So that's a lovely, lovely little bit of utility. However, Adrian ready for it. Orp recovered. Double Orp now on the T side, so that could get a little freaky, but a really keen start for the T's.
Oh, gosh. Oh, he jumps across there. Henu sort of dance with the devil a little bit. Needs to be careful. Oh, we're going for the triple boost. You don't see this too often. Mainly because unless you wedge yourself in, you just keep sliding.
He's seeing something.
He's so close, Henu, to dying here.
Yeah,
oh, there it is.
I mean, it works out, right? If it's going to
Yeah.
work, it's going to work. That's exactly what they wanted. And now the B take generally looks good. Oh, Click going to go unchecked just as his teammate comes around the corner. Could work perfectly here.
Oh,
the trades are solid, though. The AWPs doing all the work there. That was very, very dicey for a moment, but a big take from Los Kogutos given the initial investment.
Yeah, that was very nearly potentially quite dicey. If the AK deep in towards Pillar can get that kill and actually just quickly dip back behind and not be able to get traded immediately, that round's up in the air. Let's see. 5-2. Back to a low buy, unfortunately. On this side. Should be a nothing round. They're heading towards A. No one's home. They've gone for a gamble here. And it's a gamble that's not paid off. So, a pretty simple round, all things considered. Los Kogutos about to lock themselves into an easy 6th round.
Indeed. Not much to really speak of. Not much to really go over. I think given the control as well that they've got so easily, it's like, if this doesn't end up being a flawless round for Los Kogutos, we would be a little disappointed. Checking all their angles. Making sure that there is nobody hiding around. And the AWP will start to spot a few hangers on here. As they look set to have the flawless round. I mean, we'll see. Okay, I spoke too soon. Mac 10, fair enough that you send him in, but there's actually potential for them to really close the gap and take a couple of heads if they play their cards right. Make some money with that dropped Mac. There he got different ideas, but there you go. Small flank comes round, and actually Teme doing a lot of damage in the end there.
It's actually, in all fairness, not terrible. you know, you've kind of made something out of nothing with a round where you're not bringing a hell of a lot to the table. Walking with 3 kills, actually nearly the 4th as well. But guaranteed, worst case scenario, a tied game. And in a position where, again, Los Kogutos continue to look so much more like the side that we know. Stuff. Hi, bro. With that first order contact. I say that Schwartz swings through for 1. A quick trade by Marcos, but it's decent information gained.
Orb nearly catches another, but not quite. Meanwhile, in towards middle, similar situation. Henu has to be very careful. He's playing with fire to try and fight the Orb, but they will give it their best go. Does he have any support? He does indeed. There's again another trade, and Teme actually against the grain keeps the aggression coming. Lovely risky move, but it pays off. Man advantage now for the CT end, and it could get even better here. Click up high. Adrian, how is your clearing here? The answer, pretty good. He's left on 2 HP. That's tough, but he does very well to find that kill.
Back in towards mid. I mean, if Teme, if he rounds his corner, he's got one for free in towards mid. Yep. Now goes Adrian, but Mary's going to find Miller. 1 versus 1. They both know where each other are. Is he going to dive through this? Yes, he is. That is such a bold call. And Mary gets off the plant to confirm the kill. That's a 7th for the Polish side. Los Kogutos. A 5-round lead they now hold as well. Unfortunately, ENCE Academy very rapidly falling out of contention here.
Yeah, really tough. Despite some hot moments, not getting the rounds over the line. And I think that goes to show their lack of comfortability on this map. At least here today. Again, a very odd sort of series in that sense. But Los Kogutos keeping things interesting. I think ENCE Academy, just a lack of reps on this one, really. Coming into play, just not got loads and loads of experience with those late round moments. That seems to be where they're making most of their mistakes.
All right. Bit more of a waiting game here. They're just scared of a stack, which is pretty valid for Los Kogutos. And they are potentially about to walk into it. It's kind of the issue. They want to head towards B. They still should be fine. I don't think it's going to make too big of a difference anyway, but it might be a bit more expensive than they'd like. But this late in towards the half, I don't know how big of an issue it will be as long as they get the round over the board. You lose this one here, though. This camel start looks genius. Let's see. 4 players about to be met with. Going for a dry swing. It's a bloodbath, and it goes favorably for the CT side. Orb now needs to hit multiple shots, and he does, but that's the bomb. Oh my god. 1 versus 2. ENCE Academy might be about to steal away around out of nothing, and Teme makes sure that's the case. Wow, what a round to take for the CT side there.
Wild, absolutely wild to see, but indeed they are able to make it work. Fantastic stuff. As they will try and turn that into a mini comeback now, gifted around. Have to be able to complete the mission, as it were, and bring it back to a 7-5 as best as possible. And they know that. Timeout taken immediately by the CTN to make sure that they can indeed stretch this to its absolute potential. But where are they from here? What is the game plan? Difficult to say. The thing is, being a bit close, they finally managed to break the back, and the money's gone like instantly for the T side. So actually a really big deal that they're able to steal it right there. That's potentially some of the conversation in that timeout as well.
It's one of those situations, really, where for ENCE Academy, that round alone is the lifeline. You lose that one, I just think Los Kogutos have probably done enough in this first half that it's kind of impossible to return from. But honestly, that's really, really nicely done. And we were saying, you know, even if it's a little bit expensive, as long as you get that bomb down, you win the round. Financially, they probably would have been all right to see off the rest of these rounds. But now, of course, by losing that, you see the knock-on effect. They're low buying here. Let's play for the last. That's a fourth that should be found by ENCE Academy. And a real advantage heading in towards the final round of the half of momentum. If they can make a 7-5 out of it, still anyone's game. They're going B, though, and no one's here. ENCE Academy have gambled, but obviously it's all off the back of the bomb. The issue is with this is that no one's holding for the flank right now. They're really kind of like focused on this being an A main retrieval mission. If Schwartz gets overrun in through Red Room, then they can start to wrap through in towards the A side. I'd probably like him to have a bit of support, or what he's doing now, which is falling away. This is the other way of looking at it. Just completely give up this area. We don't need to fight these guys. You got one or two ways there. Either he gets some support and you start dumping util, or you just fall back towards the side. I like this. He dropped the smoke.
Is this...
The triple boost was a nice idea, but I think it's a little bit of a hidden roof there.
Working on in Brack instead of like going over the set rounds. They've just been working on the triple boosts, I guess.
Yeah.
Seem to have a few of them up their sleeve at the moment. But yeah, like you say, not a spot where it really works. And indeed, mowed down in the end with the lack of armor. Pretty important round here, it feels like. I think if it goes 7-5, it's a big slip from Los Kogutos, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I think you're right. And I think partly, I think they'll even realize that themselves. Maybe put pressure on towards this round. But let's see. Henu for the first. Standing super sub, whatever you want to call him. He's still having decent impact. Nice open up. They've gone quick. Smoke will come down. Oh, Miller's pop shot's not far off. He needs to be very careful here, but he's going to check. Oh, it's close. I don't know if it's a fight you want to be taking. He's getting peppered, and Adrian takes a risky dive in towards Spawn, and he'll get his kill.
He will indeed. Adrian looking for a bit more.
No way.
Gonna get it. Will be traded out, but he's kind of done God's work over there. But it's Teme who comes in with the double kill, leaving Wyvro to do it all here. He's got decent information. I don't think they're going to be too savvy of his position. You can see Teme checking behind. Smoke on the bomb, though, and now he's revealed. Can't quite net that kill initially, but does eventually. Another smoke. Teme so low, but Wyvro finds him and just completely caught out in the open. Wyvro is still able to get the 1 versus 2. I mean, a great find in the end, but a decent recovery, it has to be said, from ENCE Academy. We'll see what they've got in the second half.
This is a shakedown. Order up that beat just like it's takeout. Show me you got soul inside those new shoes, and you can rock and roll with an attitude. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. You're the new MC, you got the remix. Keep sound. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, yeah, you like it, the way you like it now. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, so good, so fresh. Get up on your feet. Show me you got soul. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh.
Welcome back in, folks. Second half getting underway momentarily here as we have an ENCE Academy being tested. Los Kogutos looking a lot better here on Ancient, that is for damn sure, and the ENCE Academy lack of experience on this map really shining through in the worst possible way. A lot of difficult end round moments for them. Clearly have that keen resurgence, but not quite able to find it. We're deep into the pistol here. As it is Los Kogutos with a slim man advantage, looking to burst through this smoke. Not sure how we feel about this. They will manage to brute force it. However, the bomb is not with the main pack. It's going down on the B bomb site here.
Okay. Flash as well. Send Schwartz around that corner. There's a flank brewing, and he doesn't spot anything either. This fight's big. Wyvro gonna fall. Time's ticking. They're really quite slow here. Markosh, he cannot take any tag, and he's all that's left as well. Uh-oh. Los Kogutos are about to crumble something out of nothing. That round looked all but secured, even despite the plant, because of the numbers. But they were so hesitant. And that'll be an opener for ENCE Academy. The dream of them doing it in 2 for this young side is, well, absolutely still alive.
Yeah, I think that was the big moment, right? They needed to take that if they were to be in the conversation. And doing just that really makes things very, very interesting now. So I'm sure we are curious to see what Los Kogutos have got on their CT side, but also more what ENCE Academy are able to cook up on the T side. I suppose that is where we saw a little more prominence from them. They'd done enough work ultimately to take it over the line with just that T side on Mirage. Got to be careful here though. Really important round to get over the line cleanly as well. Just make sure that the CTs don't have a chance. Heavy A-lean at the moment from the CT side. Got to be careful walking into this.
So send them over. But yeah, like you mentioned, this could be really messy. Ash actually won't do anything to Adrian, and he's going to get 2. New look MP7. We know it's mighty strong. They do have a backup contingency plan, which is a somewhat of a positive. Need to break up in the smoke. Nami should be dead, but he's not. Are you kidding me? How is he not? And a smoke down as well, but just as it plumes, he will fall. So they can plant towards B. And the plant towards B in a 1 versus 2. Oh, it's messy. Adrian opened this round, and now he's all that's left. Bomb. Not actually going to go down immediately. Schwartz. No way. Is he going back towards A? He could be overcooking this.
Maybe slightly. Seems like it's enough to reset the round, though. However, Adrian hearing just a footstep, really. Able to get here quickly and maybe cut him off before he can get into that desired position. Schwartz also hears him coming. Takes a shot in the back. And the smoke as well. Absolutely ideal. Tap onto the bomb. Schwartz round the corner. No! They're not considering him, but somehow lands the flick. What? How has he gotten away with that? Overcooks, just not considering the situation. That is wild. Absolute murder on the A-bomb site.
No way. How? How has he possibly won that round? Honestly, let's be frank, no right to be walking away successfully from that. But somehow we stand here and he has. That is ridiculous. 2-round game. Los Kogutos are going to go back-to-back on the force buys, though. And to be honest, I don't really blame them. You made that one so close. Sort of, why wouldn't you, right? But that's got to be such a tilter.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. The buy back up as well. They're clearly frustrated. Gotta make this work. Gotta make this work. Double spray down from Adrian. Having a great couple of rounds, this guy. Could not capitalize in the previous round. They've got to do it here. Giving up the A bomb site, not in its entirety, but the general defense has backed off for a regroup. 4 coming in from Temple. Maybe a 5th to join them in a moment as well. Kind of a mental move. They know that something has to happen from ENCE Academy. Quick little look from Schwartz, and they are very confused, I'm sure. Nobody is home. What's the deal with that? Not just one, Teme. He's got the bomb here as well. The number of players flying into him, going to give that bomb away, and they'd start to move in for post-plant positions, Neo. So they can't get round to trade or pick up the bomb themselves. And that's a real blunder, I think, from ENCE Academy. Maybe not expecting the full buy.
Yeah. I think they were maybe a little bit too lax there. They probably thought that was going to be a bit of a smoother one where they could somewhat quite comfortably just kind of play a bit more of a defaulty round and go for a bit more of a basic trade play. But again, like you mentioned, right, I just don't think they expect that full buy to come through. And kind of credit to Los Kogutos for going for that. Like, full buying there it's a massive decision to make, if I'm being completely frank. Hedu can open things up. Nami will get one of his own as well, but this could still be a really interesting round. Marcos should get 2 with the support. He does! Henu, 2 more of his own. All on the Tech 9 now. Of Teme, spotted out. He needs a lot of fortune to make this round stick.
Creeping up slowly. Angle from Nami. Oh, going to be spotted. Surely now just backed up. Tech 9 at range. Can be deadly. Just can't fight 2 at once, of course. Double digits for Los Kogutos. Maybe a small hiccup at the turn of the half, but they have picked things back up in a big way. Terrible, terrible econ for this T side. So really not looking good. Should be an 11th. And surely map 3 is right around the corner.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's brewing now, isn't it? 4 around the buffer zone. As you mentioned, Suits made 5. Utah will come through, a bit of a spam as well. They're just going to fly in towards the site. I don't even hate this from ENCE Academy. Try and overwhelm, try and get a bomb plant. It's honestly all you can really take in this. And that, yeah, they'll get it, right? You know, it's a bomb plant, you get a kill. And you get that round out of the way as soon as possible.
Yeah, I think you can be happy with the result that you get, but indeed, you do just want to get into the next rifle and really, really start thinking about that, considering that. Just very, very scary here. We're going to find out if ENCE Academy have got anything left in the back pocket. Or whether things will be very quickly moving across to that 3rd map here. A lot of aggression in towards middle, not wasting any time at all, which I think we can certainly respect. First kill comes in nicely. And an A burst from these main players as well. Adrian's done well the past few rounds, but as soon as I say that, of course, he falls completely flat. Should be a 7th at the very least for the T's.
Yeah, you're right. Bomb goes down. I don't think it's even the worst decision in the world to save here, to be perfectly honest. As much as you do have money to buy in towards the next, it's kind of that question, really, of like, why would you, right? There's just no point giving this one a look in. I think they'll do exactly that. They're just going to shell up. Keep hold of the AK in Markosh's hands. You don't give any kind of kill bonus over towards the likes of ENCE Academy. And sure, they get around, but they've still got such a long road to recover.
It is going to be a lot of effort. Can they hold on to all the guns here? Might actually, yeah, be a dangerous one. They lose a couple, survive to the bomb. Thankfully, nobody tagged up. Does a lot of damage. But indeed, nobody tagged up, so... Not a huge difference. But certainly something to consider here. There's lost kogutos. It's only a couple more rifle rounds, man. You really have to be careful here that this does not start creeping up on you, as it so often can. Really, really scary sort of position to be in for both teams, of course, right? If ENCE Academy lose out here, probably game gone. And if not, it's a really tough run back. So, yeah, a lot of pressure on this round.
Yeah, you're right. Comes through. This is a wild stack here. I kind of love it because it's going to work, but also because it's so audacious. It's so much information to work with, though, for ENCE Academy, but I don't think it's even going to make a difference here. They're going to try and still scale through. They're just getting overrun on towards the side. There's too many bodies to find. Surely! Hello! Henu! Oh, the super sub continues to look super dangerous. Oh my goodness, well, Nami, he is right round the corner from death here, but because of the smoke, they're going to might overlook this. But Henu again, he might bail them out of this round. It's a 1 versus 2 now. Oh my god, Click will see it off. Take a bow, Henu. What a round by him.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. I mean, just walking right into the crosshair there is pretty damn nice. But super, super solid moves from him. As we've said with these academy teams, and maybe even more so when you get benched for whatever reason, that for sale sign is out, bro. And that is absolutely the case for this guy. Really hoping that someone's paying attention right now and might just take a chance, pick him up. Even if it is just for a qualifier, something along those lines. Playing very, very well, and great head on his shoulders for some of these big rounds.
I can agree more. Let's see. Mac 10. Spam its agents. Get the first. Honestly, ENCE, you win this round here, and you become really in reaching distance of tying this game up and keeping that 2-0 alive.
B-bomb site seems to be the name of the game. Well-timed smoke. Rotation going to come around off the back of that, and a bit of spam as well. So going from bad to worse. Oh, Mary on the crack angle. Big find from him. What have you got left here on the T side is now the question. Rotations are coming in. It is not looking good. They're very ready for this B hit. Mary for another. Hami does go down. He's the only one to do so at this point. And might be the only one in the entire round. Spoke too soon, of course. But ultimately just not going to happen here. No time to get anything done. It's a big 4K from Mary in on the site there. Lost kogutos now, move up to 12.
Yeah. And, you know, looking at that round, very deservedly so. Okay. At a spot now where for ENCE Academy, if you're going to win this map, you're going to have to really do it the hard way. Being frank, Feels very, very unlikely. 4 rounds is the difference. We've got a double AK triple Galil is what we're working with. It's not exactly the most bountiful of buy for the youngsters. This is a much better map for Kogutos as a whole. All they've got to do is just close it out now, go in towards that third of nuke with a bit of a revitalized spirit.
Vivro creeping around here. Maybe going to crunch towards middle. Adrien, I thought he'd get immediately caught off, but he just manages to find the timing. Orp trained in. Ready for a fight. And going to win it. Splitting up ever so slightly. They're kind of all over the place here, the T side. Don't really like the way this looks. And pausing with the bomb as well. This is very messy. Vivro keeping an eye on middle. Spots a shadow. Takes him a second, and he will lose his head. Perhaps got his eyes on the mini-map. All the same, Markosh going to be in towards A main here, as Mary taking a keen kill. Looked good last round, looking to tap back into that. The bomb has been dropped here now. That's what makes this one awkward. They got to deal with Mary as well. Not sure what his decision is. Oh, can't quite net the frag. Goodness me, they're both incredibly low, but still somehow alive.
Yeah. Somehow is the operative word, but even still, this level of HP and this time on the board too, it should be impossible. Nami, he sort of split the difference between these two players here. They all put the right idea. Oh my god, bad time to turn away. If he had held that angle down the stairs, he would have a decent chance. Schwartz is going to hear the steps of Nami. You can shift all you want, but you're a known quantity. But my god, does he need some support. And it's a very slow rotation from Mary as well. So Nami's sort of doing this all on his own. Doesn't have any util. Teme. Bad idea. Mary, bad time to turn around. He turns back around. He finds the kill. And now they're just going to pounce in towards the site. Nami, he isn't going to clear the close angle. He might win the 1 versus 1. Just down to time here. It's close. And Mary knows he's not got it. ENCE Academy, skin of their teeth. They survive.
Wild round, but indeed they do make it work just about. Remaining ever hard to catch, hard to predict. What is the plan moving forwards here? Only 3 rounds the gap now. Money not great for Los Kogutos. They take a timeout. They have to be careful with the decision making here. Have to be very, very careful indeed, but all the same, it's tense, and I think that previous round really does go to show. A lot of very nervy decisions.
Yeah, you're right. Money's dicey for Los Kogutos. AK, MP7, MP9, FAMAS. Markosh got a bit of money to work with, but he's going to have to be upgraded pistol because he didn't have any armor. Let's see. It's a good little runway in front of ENCE Academy, at least for now. Mary, first of all, trying to overrun towards this site, but it's a little bit easier said than done. They haven't cleared the pillar itself, as well as a 5-7 still here, but Markosh can't confirm the kills.
God, it just makes you so scared, so worried when you see these rounds unfolding. Adrien smoked off behind, unfortunately. Maybe looking to try and find one with a nade. Not going to happen, so hold on to what you have. Los Kogutos bringing it very, very close here, all the way down to the wire. The investment here, unsuccessful, and not really close enough for what we like to see, despite a stack. I feel like the 5-7 could have been devastating, but unfortunately disappoints. And now just 2 rounds in it, and I think a lot of worry, Look at where that money is at. It's going to have to be an eco here, surely, but then you've got 2 saved weapons, so do you want to try and back them up? Oh, man, this is really scary territory.
Yeah. You're right. This is starting to become a real problem for Los Kogutos. In towards the next round, I wouldn't mind. And the pause well. I'm right saying they got one more. Let's see. Lead down for the pushing towards mid, but I don't think they're going to be getting any of that from Los Kogutos. They're a little bit too nervy with their lesser weaponry to be going for something along those lines. Adrian. Solo aggressive, but he'll lose his head to Miller. That's the bomb spot at least.
What is happening? Click having his own round over here. Mary and Marcos only two that remain as the bomb is looking to make its way B. They've got the boost coming in, but now you have confirmation of both players down. Henu, insanely lucky to be alive as a team flash. I think actually he might have flashed himself, so you can't really blame his team there. Schwartz, though, going to clean up house, and it's down to the one-round shootout here now. Goodness gracious, the rifles get nothing done. And this is all it comes down to, man. Really, really all to play for. And Los Kogutos, I think, shaking in their boots coming into this final round of regulation.
Yeah. Honestly, if ENCE get this and take this towards OT, strong argument that momentum might carry them through in their overtime. Oh, Millet. Nice shot. Catches Adrian. It's going to take a lot of early space as well. It's the right way to play it as well. You get that opening kill. You know that most likely there's only a solo player there on the site itself. Take as much space as you can quickly before the rotations come through.
Marcos tries, but fails to find another. Looking good here. Army going to go down. Miller holding the angle for the trade up. It is down to just Marcos, and he is traded instantly. ENCE Academy will see it into overtime here now. And I think Colour is all surprised. A great start from Los Kogutos, but they could not keep it going. They wrestled back in the second half, in fact. They managed to get into a position of strength and just absolutely letting things fall by the wayside in the tail end.
It's such a good streak from the youngsters. And now a really interesting spot as well where, like we were saying, with momentum on the side, sure the money gets reset so we can kind of buy back in, but God, this is quite a damning position to be in. Los Kogutos, no surprises. We're taking a moment to discuss and have a conversation. But they've completely lost control. This streak by ENCE Academy has opened up a lot of doors for them. I'm definitely very concerned. If ENCE Academy can start off OT as well by getting this first round, it's another one of those instances where they just sort of immediately reignite the flame of what they were finding at the tail end of this kind of regulation, and we actually start really opening the doors to the 2-0. I count my eggs before they hatch, though. Move towards A. This site's open for now.
It is. I mean, ENCE Academy seem to have just found a new lease on life, playing really quick the past couple of rounds. Miller on the AWP lurk move. The bomb not committing towards A. Actually hitting a B bomb site here. It's all over the place this round. Really, really unpredictable. Really wild moves, it is safe to say. They'll clear out B. Should be able to get that bomb down. Los Kogutos looking very lost indeed. Another kill comes round, and that should be it for this round. I mean, it's tough, but you might just want to save here. There's really no way in. And we don't generally save in overtime, but CT side, there's an AWP in play, and you have no hope. Those are kind of the three things that you might make an exception for.
Yeah, exactly. You can't, even with the added econ of an OT, you can't buy the AWP 3 times in a row while losing rounds. Smoke down to Fade in the save. The flash ain't bad. Mary's under a bit of pressure here. You don't really need to hunt. There's not a huge benefit of it, but it's real good mental warfare. Cool, and especially if they can get the orb. That would really change things. Markosh, he's under a lot of pressure and he's missing a lot of shots. He's going to fall down. Now, that is a big call in the hunt, and that is well worth it. All of them fall. That is really nice, in fact. If you're hunting for 1 kill, it's sort of whatever. I can make arguments for it not being worth the risk in terms of, like, not being really worth you losing an AK or dropping it towards the CT side, but that hunt at the end, really nice, especially the drop of the orb. ENCE, I said if they find this first one of OT and continue the momentum, they start to sit in a really good spot, and there it is. That's fantastic work.
Timeout coming in. ENCE Academy realizing the spot they've managed to get themselves into. Seeing some of that sloppiness from Los Kogutos creeping back in here. It was prevalent. It was kind of everywhere on Mirage. Given a few more reps, maybe a bit more time to prepare, ENCE Academy might have been in a much stronger position than this. They've had to warm up into Ancient, it would seem. And they're looking to close things out here. Do not want to test the fates of Nuke. And that is somewhat fair enough. Really in a solid spot. A couple of smokes coming out for the T side. Some nice little lineups for you there. Slower takes here, it would seem, for ENCE Academy.
Gosh, and Miller holding for pixels apiece with the Orpers. Both angles give not a lot of room for error. What's that cave here as well, deep? Always a tough angle to clear this one. There's one pot flash you can throw that is really strong at getting rid of it, and it completely full blinds both. We'll see. Fumbling around with Utah, making a decent amount of noise here, so pretty it's a known quantity. There's that one of the flash, not the pot flash. It's easy to turn away from that one. They've got bodies to fight here, and it's a good first engagement. Good timing on the smoke. And Nami's now stuck as well.
Yeah, this gets kind of weird. Will be pretty slow scaling from ENCE Academy, though. Gosh, on the orb. Maybe their last hope now as the lurker is dropped. I'm going to back off here and look towards an A play, it would seem. Only 25 seconds in which to do that, so could get dicey over on A. Wyvro is in a good spot. Doesn't quite know which way to look, but he will go down to the trades eventually. 10 seconds thereabouts. One plant coming in, and now Nami. Markosh left in a unwinnable situation, you would say. What's gone on there? How's he gotten away with a kill? That is insane.
Yeah, and well, for Markosh, nothing he could do in this 1 versus 3. There was a brief moment where there could have been potential in terms of how to make that round work for Los Kogutos. This time, though, ENCE Academy, back-to-back rounds. And no surprises that they're sort of proactively looking for this last man. They did it in the previous round, and it worked so well. They won't get close enough, unfortunately, to see off Markosh in this one. It's a 2-round buffer for ENCE Academy on this T side. 2 rounds away as well from the all-elusive 16. And if they can go 3 for 3 in this first half, I cannot see a world in which Los Kogutos can respond in their own way on that T side with how well we're now streaking the ENCE Academy side. This is kind of make or break in my eyes for Los Kogutos. If you don't get a single round on the T side of Ancient, you don't have a chance.
Yep, certainly feels that way. Very quickly into the realms of now or never for Los Kogutos. Where have they gone? What has happened here? As they were really just in the prime position to take this game. And it has completely fallen by the wayside. Miller misses his shot. So maybe something in that. Wybro keeps the spots coming, and a flash over the top for him. Beautiful work. First kill goes the way of Los Kogutos.
Yeah, needed that. Henu, you assume he should win that fight, and he does. He's not, you know, running away numbers department-wise, Henu, but man, some of the impact some of these kills are getting, like, his space creation is absolutely excellent. Hey, chip damage on towards Mary. Oh, and he gets spammed through the smoke. That's an unfortunate pathing for him. Click gonna get caught despite knowing that was a possibility. And a 1v3 now for Teme. He's also been hurt as well, so it's all but done.
I don't know, the HP bars, man. That's the one thing to watch here. Adrian not taking any chances. Barely any time for Teme is the thing. Flashing yourself also does not help.
True.
First comes in. Ooh, a missed shot up top, but he's just not able to clear the angles well enough. So it will be 14-13. Still pretty good, I would say, for the ENCE Academy. Los Kogutos, though, this is where, again, it felt like they did some of their best work. We'll see.
It's true. The T-side was much better than the C-side in regulation. God, the kind of pressure that ENCE Academy are putting on towards the Polish roster right now, it's difficult. I'm really concerned still about Los Kogutos. Just this lack of control from them. Let's see, we're back underway. This T-side's got to, especially this first round's got to stick immediately. Orb swing and a lost fight as Schwartz gets a freebie on Markosh, who, with the flames in his face, just couldn't really track him running through cave.
Yeah, really solid first kill. I mean, exactly what we would have asked from them. Pick up some aggression somewhere. You've got all the resources on the CT side to try and force that first frag, and they do just that. Really well found. What next, I suppose, is the big question. Smokes in towards middle, gives them some space to work with. Somewhat telegraphed. Schwartz is here, ready for the first. Traded, maybe? Yeah, I feel like you do check it.
Not the third, though, right?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I think you do have a little look.
Oh.
Henu is the man
Yeah.
that goes unchecked. Will fall to Nami's headshot, but 3 in total for Nami to get through. Know exactly where he's at. Peeking from both sides here as well. As he will encroach and try and force a kill for attempting the bomb plant. Unfortunately, not happening for him. Miller will take him down. It's ENCE Academy to hit 15.
Map and series point for the youngsters. And you gotta say, really quite deserved. This recovery, so sick from them. And even in that round in particular, it's a moment where it could have been lost control, but that initial setup that they do out of kind of, you know, a 3K but in a 3 different pronged attack, it's nice work. It's a little bit unorthodox, ENCE Academy, but it's fun to watch. I'll flash over. They're going to fight ramp here. Awful bar line. Getting out of there is so fortunate. The nade will come over the corner. They're still stuck around this corner. This is a really dicey fight. It might actually work against ENCE Academy. They might overextend.
It's true. Strange little game state. Actually seems like ENCE Academy want to neutralize and just move away. We're over-rotating ever so slightly. Still got the AWP here. He's not quite quick enough to land the shot. Gets a lot of information through the smoke. Click going to go down, so not the best look here. And they're still concerned about mid, about A. AWP is close, but not quite close enough. They're loving their boosts on the Los Kogutos side. So 5 versus 3 just like that with hardly any damage done. It should be talk of saving at the very least. CT's feeling like they maybe want to force it. Another falls, however. It's not looking good right now. Nothing happening for them in this round.
Yeah.
Teme the only one left. They'll look to try and hunt him down. Maybe he can take a couple of kills, but what does that really matter?
Yeah. Doesn't make too big of a difference. Final round. Still, the question is, another overtime, or do ENCE Academy close it out now? 15-14. First time in a while that we've actually seen a round from ENCE Academy, which was, there was just nothing, right? It was them getting completely shut out. Boost, like you mentioned, these kind of gimmicks the Los Kogutos are throwing in. It shows that there's still a little bit left in the back pocket. They're going to go quick B. This is a really bold call. It's so messy. It's so messy. And they're overfighting. They're dropping like flies here. Left down to 2 is Markosh and Wyvro. Got it all through to save. That is such a rogue call by the Polish team. Series on the line, and you rush B with no real proper util thrown at it. Teme will find Wyvro. It's all on the AWPer. This game's done, and it is 16-14. ENCE Academy win the map, and they win the series.
Yeah, well played to them, man. To stay in the upper bracket, I think, against Los Kogutos. Potentially one of the tougher teams that you could have drawn in terms of an opening matchup, right? I think it could have been a hell of a lot easier for them. They've played very, very well. The pools don't quite match up, you know. They had a very clear pain pick go their way there with the Ancient coming out, but they managed to take it. And I mean, just really showing that their level of team play is so good. I think that they are actually really working on focusing that in terms of the practice, in terms of the prep, and maybe a lot of counter-stratting going on with map 1 at the very least. Get a good clean Mirage working in their favor, and it did give them the springboard to take a few more risks on this map and try a couple of crazier rounds that we might not have seen them go for. Meanwhile, Los Kogutos, multiple places where they look good. First half came a bit closer than it should have done. Second half started not very well, but they, you know, bounced back massively, taking rifles and whatnot. So I think certainly they will be kicking themselves. Let's have a little check-in where that leaves us. I've had a few other results as well finished while we've been going there. Of course, it's a lot to go over. You have to, like, I don't know, take a screenshot, get it up really on the second monitor kind of thing, and figure out what's going on. But yeah, there's a lot of second round matchups now being decided, and it's an Academy derby, it would seem. I've caught there. Miles NXT up against ENCE Academy for the next game. That's going to be pretty interesting.
Miles NXT are really solid right now. That's a team that are really quite exciting. Zelex is really sharp. Joey also looks very good too. I have to favor Miles NXT sort of every day of the week there, but you never know, right? I'm not going to completely discount. Let's take a look at the lower bracket on the other side. It's starting to flesh out. And a few teams who have picked up losses, or there was also quite a few forfeits that have happened today. So it's now starting to kind of fill out just a little bit of where we're looking here in this lower bracket. There's already some like teams that are worth mentioning in the lower bracket. I think Laser Cats at times have looked all right. You know, the side like Minlay, you know, we were kind of talking about them a little bit off air, but you know, Amanek and Crystal Coaching over there. And even at Los Kogutos, they've got to make this long run through the lower bracket if they want a chance of surviving, of being still alive in this cup. I mean, it's now, you know, last chance to lose. There's no more second chances now that you're in towards that lower bracket. And, you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles. That's the way that these cups are, ultimately. But credit where it's due. I think ENCE Academy, that is a really solid series for them. We didn't really know what to expect. They've not played in 11 weeks. It's their first official. So whatever they've been doing over the last few months in terms of the pracs and all the rest, really sharp. I like what I saw. That team looked quite exciting. And I think Henu in particular, as a stand-in, I thought was superb. His impact was fantastic. But either way, we are done here for EU. Thank you very much for joining us, man. It's me and Neokai, joined by Scriv, and thank you to our wonderful production team as well, and all of you at home for watching. It's been a pleasure. Until next time, take care.
They look looking good here, though. Oh, it's all Adrian on the AWP to try and save this into the next round. Might be able to take one or two. Second shot is ridiculous. Definitely going to be in the memory bank for a little while. But Los Kogutos on this T side, directive of their own, may well be able to change things up here. Why is the bomb B? Oh, Wyvro out towards short. They've split up massively. Wyvro gets taken down. Marco's trying to find them. Henu still not swinging in all that much. Will spot the first barrel, takes down the first player. Marcos now knows where he is.
Flash in. Oh, hang on. He gets one through the smoke. Could get a second behind this. Henu. Nice work from him from Donut. Millet for 2 of his own as well. This is...
On the edge of the smoke over here. Will go down. Yeah, Henu was pretty sure that there was a player kicking around. Generally looks good. Oh, Click going to go unchecked just as his teammate comes around the corner. Could work perfectly here.
Oh.
The trade...
Going for a dry swing. It's a bloodbath, and it goes favorably for the CT side. Orb now needs to hit multiple shots, and he does, but that's the bomb. Oh my god. Wild stack here. I kind of love it because it's going to work.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I think you do have a little look. Henu is the man.
Left in the back pocket. They're going to go quick B. This is a really bold call. It's so messy. It's so messy. And they're over fighting. They're dropping like flies. It's all on the AWPer. This game's done.
Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory. Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been tested so much, all these wrestlers nice. All these different situations that I've been through. I seen pain trying to creep in through the window, but now I'm sliding through the hood in a benzo. You gotta separate yourself just to elevate. I keep some drink in my cup to see through the hate. Sometimes on the road to glory, you gotta press the brakes. I got a lesson plan for all my past mistakes. I swear I'm proud of all my best and my worst days. Proud of on my feet when I touch the ground. Front of A to Beijing, man, they know the sound. I know I made mistakes, but my mama proud. Fans scream my lyrics out in the background. They ain't know me then, but I'm hot now. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. I'm faced with a lot of different choices these days. Do a rock and Rolex account or blue face. The whole world know my name off a mixtape. I still got the same brothers since 6th grade. G-Wagon, red seats, we on Biscayne. Trips to the Florida Keys, we imported these. Thanking God for the life he afforded me. All this jewelry on my body, I could like the hood. I need a brown skinned chick just like Megan Good. Holding up every promise that I ever made. Music in the background, it's a serenade. Been rapping 10 years, boy, this ain't a phase. I paid dues, paid rent, and I stayed the same. I had teardrops running down my face. I've been through a lot, I had real pain. But thank God, cause we really on a better days. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. What's a life without sacrifice? Sometimes you gotta thank God and just roll the dice. Pacino.
I'll keep going till my feet become blown. I'll keep going till my feet become blown. I'll keep going till my feet become blown. I'll keep going till my I'll keep going till my I'll keep go till my feet become. I'll keep going till my feet become blown. 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 Till my feet become. I'll keep going till my feet become blown. I'll keep going till my feet become blown. I'll keep going till my feet become blown. I'll keep going till my feet become blown.
The road to the top is a riddle. What will be my destiny? Money and fame are awaiting, but not enough is raining on me. Maybe I should give it all up. How much more can I take? Out here singing to the heavens. When I gonna get my break? I can run this town. Oh.